Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just doesn't work. And unfortunately, somebody screwed the pooch. Said I was supposed to meet them at 6 a.m. to go ahead and take care of a few things down here in D.C. Well, they kind of messed up. They actually meant 10:30. So now I have to sit around and wait till 7:30 for them to get here. So I got my behind up extra early to be downtown, and basically now I've got to hurry up and wait. But at least got a great view, at least while I'm waiting down here. Just waiting for the sun to come up. Now, Jarvis Landry is now franchise tagged, the first domino to fall. And looks like anybody who's thinking that he was going to replace Dez Bryant, well, that's not going to happen. I've got some stuff I'm going to talk about later about Dez Bryant and our receiving core, but I'll do that a little bit later. I need to get the numbers all down, and we'll talk about that. But I want to go to Ron Jaworski's thoughts on Jason Garrett. In fact, let's go to the clip right now and see what he actually had to say, and we'll talk about it after that.
See him as a head coach. What do you say?
You got to win. You have to win. I mean, everyone in this business knows it. You have to win. And I think Jerry's been very patient. Now, and I'm talking winning. I'm talking not going 10-6 and 9-7. You know, I'm talking about winning the Super Bowl, getting to the Super Bowl. That's what the head coach is paid to do. And if you don't get there, there's always that worry that the axe is going to fall. And that should be a concern for Jason Garrett. He's had an awful long time to build this team, and he hasn't built a Super Bowl football team.
Can you remember or recall a guy who's, because when I went back and looked, right, there's 6 head coaches in the NFC who taken teams to a Super Bowl. Doug did it in year 2. Last year in Atlanta, they did it in year 2. Pete Carroll did it in 4 years. Sean Payton did it in 4 years. Rivera in 5 years, and then Mike McCarthy went on 5 years. Can you recall a guy doing it in year 8? I mean, if you don't get it done the first 5 years, it's not getting done.
It's usually done sooner than that. But it's an interesting question because the football wonk that I am. The game changes every year, and I think Jason's got to change. You know what they say: the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over again, and expect a different result. It's not going to happen. And here's where you mentioned Doug Peterson in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's running a collegiate offense. They're running college offense at the professional level. And Doug brought all these gimmicks and gadgets and bubble screens and smokes and RPOs and all those things to the offense. Dallas not doing that. You got to change. You got to change up. People figure you out. You can't run power O all day. You can't run a counter tray all day. Defenses figure it out.
Well, can't say I disagree with too much on there. I mean, he basically put it on there. And, Ron Jaworski is a guy who's been around football all his life. And you got to take consideration what he had to say. Basically, he said, hey, listen, you have to change stuff up. You can't just basically think you're just going to run over people and think that that's going to work. You're not helping your quarterback. You're not helping your team. You have to step up your game if you expect the team to win. Saying it all along. Our offense is predictable. We run the same plays over and over. Run on first down, okay? And that's great if it works and you pick up 5 or 6 yards, but if you end up basically getting nothing or lose a yard or 2, now all of a sudden you have kind of closed down the playbook. And as far as Dak Prescott goes, you really haven't helped him in making the offense cater to his strengths and weaknesses. Because you're still running the offense like Tony Romo's there. Well, Tony Romo was different than any other quarterback that you have. Tony Romo could make shit up. I mean, he was almost like, let's draw it up in the dirt and we'll make it happen. Or play breaks down, he's going to be able to buy enough time for guys to get back and get open. You've got to start using the run-pass option. You've got to start getting Dak out in space and things like that. And once you start doing those things and getting the defense from knowing what you're going to do, it's going to make it that much easier for your offense. But I'll be honest, at this point, with this many years of you being the coach, chances are you're not going to all of a sudden get it this year. I look at coaching as a 5-year window, because within 5 years, you should be able to acquire the players that fit your system. You basically turned over the whole roster, because we had a veteran group, with DeMarcus Ware and Tony Romo and everything else, DeMarco Murray. That group's gone. Now you're on to your second group of guys, with Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Jason Witten on the tail end. He's the bridge between both groups. But if you haven't gotten the right kind of guys now, and if your system hasn't performed yet, I don't see that it's going to later on. I mean, it's basically kind of like running into the wall and expecting the wall to finally fall down when you run into it 100 times already. It's not going to fall. It's a freaking brick wall. So this year is the do or die year apparently for Jason Garrett, but I feel like we're just about to waste another year. Maybe with the bringing in some other coaches and things, that maybe, just maybe, the coaching will go up as opposed to going down. That some of these guys will bring in some different views, some different plays, some changes up, and help the team. But do or die, I'm still going to root for my Dallas Cowboys. Well, hopefully this guy will get here soon so we can take care of the stuff and we'll be on to the next thing. But let me at least just give you another quick view. Washington Monument over there. DC, I got to tell you, there's nothing like it. Smithsonian Castle. I've actually worked up there in the South Tower. And of course, down there on the end is the Capitol. I'm Mark Holmes, thanking you guys for supporting the Joe Booth Sports Report, and I'll see you soon.